Good morning. Good morning, guys. How we doing? All right. Thursday, the 26th, I think. Yeah. June 26th. Man, it's flying by. It is flying by. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How we doing today, guys? Pop it in the chat. How are you doing? Go live. Oh, we missed Instagram yesterday. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Didn't click the button. So, oh well. Whoops. So, getting live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube this morning, streaming using StreamYard. So, check it out. Good little service. Kevin Lee is here. Dave Howard, of course, is here. And Jason Rector. Good to see you, my friends. Yeah, good to see you. What's happening? Pop in the chat. How you doing on a scale of 1 to 10? Got my comments coming up. Life is good. Kevin Lee, 2 days in a row at an 8.5. We'll take that. Yeah. Yeah. Rebounding, baby. Alex Redmond is here. Good to see you, Alex. Yeah. Jason with a fist pump. Yeah. What's happening, guys? How we doing? A little bit better here today. 62 in the morning. Going to be maybe a high of about 74 or 77s. Showering, something like that. The 2-day heat wave that we get every year is long gone. So, and we'll pay the price for that over the weekend with nothing but rain. So here we go. It's all good. We'll get a bunch done, work on world domination, and move the needle in several different ways. So, Dave Howard, 9.7. Good to see you, man. That's awesome. Alex, how are you? Got some stuff on my microphone here. I think I dropped it. I talk with my hands. Bam! Microphone goes flying. Good morning, Wendy. How are you today? Wendy had a beach day yesterday. Came home looking like a lobster. Get tanned up. Ready for that wedding. I said, you're going to make me look like Casper the Ghost. Oh, man. What's going on with you guys? Who's got a win they want to share? Anything good? Alex, you closing any more jobs, buddy? Honest, he's a regular sales machine coming in at an 8. Yeah, I don't see many 9s. I'll get a 9.7 from Dave Howard now and then. 9.5. Just tweaked it up to a 9.7. Yeah, the third of my busiest days of coaching calls today. So Thursday, then I got 1 or 2 tomorrow, but kind of Monday's pretty light, Friday's pretty light, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, straight up street fight. Yo, good morning, Dan Bennett. How are you? Good to see you. How was the concert? The fish event, whatever you kids call it. Yeah, let me know how that was. You were where? New Hampshire, I think it was. Oh, quite a following. Matt Blood, good morning. Already on the job site. I know this to be true because I talked to him. So, Kevin Lee had an encouraging discussion with an attorney yesterday. That is awesome. That's always good. You know, you've got rights too, brother. So, yeah, Dan, glad it was good. Roy Dahl, good to see you. Morning, Team Turner. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Love it when the OGs jump in. Yeah, absolutely, Dan. I don't always remember everything about it, what everybody else doing, but I do remember that you were headed up there for concert. So Jason says, my win. CO2 houses yesterday, 88 days start to finish. Unimaginable. 88 days start to finish. That's amazing. Something you can use as a testimonial too, right? When you're talking to people. So, hey, we got to be in 90 days. Well, these last 2 I did in 88. So how do you like me now? That's good. Good stuff. And Jason, you feel like you're able to maintain your process and standards and all that, and that whole process with that kind of pace? That's awesome. That's good. Usually something gets compromised or missed, so you must have to really manage that at a high level. Good morning, Luke McGee. How are you? Coming in from Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Good to see you, my friend. Anybody share this yesterday? A couple people, maybe. Jam stuck at 1,987 members in the Summit Facebook group. So 13 more people. Dave, I'm counting on you. Dave Howard, come on, man. Need 13 more of your friends. Gio is here. Good to see you. We love it when some pond people jump in here. We already had the OG Roy Dahl in here. Gio, you must know Roy. Yeah, good to see you guys jumping in. Whew, on a Thursday, 50 on the sleep score last night. It was not a good night. I don't know what happened, but I don't know. Woke up, couldn't sleep, jumped out on the couch for a couple hours, jumped back in, just going back and forth. So I don't know. Sometimes it's weird. I can be super tired and then sleep 3 hours, wake up and be like, bing, ready to go. So maybe it just coincides with when I've got a lot going on, lots to think about. So Dave says, when it gets to 7, I will. You only got 7 friends left. That's a bad luck number. 13 is right. Yeah. 9.5 for Dave Brackett. Good morning, my 40-year friend. Glad to see you jumping in here. Yeah, you wouldn't have known I had a 50 if I didn't tell you. The toughest part will be 2:30 this afternoon when I start to circle the drain. Yeah, you still giving away those 2 Jeeps to your top fans? Yeah, that's it, Eli. Right. Yep. Well, we're either going to get rid of both of them or one, or whichever one goes. I don't know. We both love having them, but we're just in a different spot now. We think we just want to do something where, we have a vehicle we can throw a bunch of stuff in. We get, before each of us only had one dog and one person. Now we had 2 people, 2 dogs, stuff. And if we go up north, it's, it's cumbersome. So anyway, it's been fun. But I'll be honest, it's, it does get a little bit old when you're trying to use it as a daily driver. Even something as simple as going to Home Depot, is there a soft top? Is this thing still available? If you ask if they're still available on Marketplace, I'll drive to wherever you live and beat the snot out of you. Station wagon. Yeah, baby. Get the wood panels going down. Look like Clark Griswold. Yeah, we're into a station wagon now. That's what getting married will do for you. So I would just soon keep the Golden Eagle, and run around in that, and then have probably go back to like a Tundra or something like that. So Brackett, you don't have anything to trade me that I would want. A caravan. I've been there. I had a caravan back when I used to DJ. Take the seats out of that baby. Yep. 25 years old, driving a Dodge Caravan. I was something. Do you have a deal for me? I bet you do, Dave. Yeah. Take a 2-party out-of-state check, post-dated, right? Yeah, I did drive mine home from North Carolina, and so it has been. The last I did a what do they call that stuff you do underneath? Not fluid film, but wax oil. I did that underneath it and ran it through two main winters here, but very little. I'm on the phone all day, so I don't drive much. So anyway, and a little old man owned it. So she's a cream puff, but make you a nice little toy. So it is fun. It does have a Gibson exhaust on it and a cold air intake, and it does get second gear rubber with 35s on it. I'll just throw that out there. First time I took Wendy for a ride, she swam. I get second gear. Wow. Done. Good morning, Julie. Good to see you. Well, guys, I guess we'll get into it. We've been kind of hitting the resilience thing this week. And I want to talk today about stress, pressure, and bounce back. Okay. The bounce back blueprint, I'm going to call it, because resilience isn't just about grit. It's about having a game plan. All right. It's about how we deal with everything, right? Everybody gets hit, right? Do you think you're going to go through life and not get hit with a couple of haymakers? But what separates resilient people is how they respond. You're going to fold your tent, go in the corner and suck your thumb? No. So today's about learning how to bounce back with clarity, power, and purpose. Let's talk about the difference between stress, pressure, and adversity, not anxiety. So here's my notes here. So I have a short memory. So stress is typically internal, right? It's a response to a demand. Oh, geez, Dave needs to hear back from me. This guy called me. Da da da. Blah, blah, blah. I'm stressed. I'm getting stressed. Take your ball and go home. Right? Exactly. So stress is internal. Pressure is typically external, like deadlines, your performance, expectations, whether you put them on yourself or expectations of others. Right? And they don't even know about it. So there's pressure. Others' expectations of you. Adversity is the big stuff, right? A loss, a crisis, a change, breakdown, something big, right? So most people treat all three of those things the same. They freeze, they shut down, or they panic. But the responses to each need to be different. Okay. So if you're going to have a bounce back strategy, how do you respond to this stuff? You make emotional decisions, right? When you don't have one, when you don't have a strategy, you're going to make emotional decisions. If you don't have a bounce back strategy, you're going to spiral into guilt, blame, and avoidance, right? Blaming everybody, bitching all the time, and you lose time, energy, and confidence. And oftentimes, here's the worst part, you dig a deeper hole. So you don't rise to the moment. You don't rise in the moment. You revert to the level of your systems, mindset, and habits. As simple as that. Think before you speak. Yeah. So let's talk about the bounce back blueprint. Okay. And I've got 4 P's for you. 4 P's of resilient responses. Number 1. So when something happens, when you're getting that stress or that pressure, or that adversity, we want to pause. Number 1, pause. Take a breath. Take the emotional heat out of the moment. Just kind of, okay, and resist the urge to react instantly. When I've gone through stuff in the past, I remember my mom saying, "Don't react. Just don't react. Don't react." And if you don't react, it just takes the emotional heat out of the moment, and resist that urge to react just instantly. Breathe. Step back. Buy yourself a little space. Inhale clarity. Exhale chaos. Dave says, be proactive to limit having to be reactive. Exactly. We'll talk about that. Going on the offensive, right? The second P, so we've got pause. Next one is process. So we want to pause. Then we're going to process what actually just happened. Like, is it even true? What's true and what's just a story of assumption? Where am I just assuming something? Okay. This is where emotional agility shows up. Feel it, then frame it. Ask yourself, what's the real problem here? And what part of it is mine to solve? Some of it, just like, frankly, mind your own business. If it's right, like if it's not, doesn't have to do with you, it doesn't affect you, move along, scroll on by, for instance. So we have pause, and then we want to process. Next, we want to pivot, just like Ross and Friends, right? Pivot. No. Resilient people adapt. Okay. They just adapt. They pivot. They don't dig their heels into failing plans. They're not going to die on that hill, so to speak. It doesn't mean quitting. It means adjusting with purpose. Oftentimes I'll say, hey, we may lose a few battles, but we're going to win the war, right? Ask yourself this: what can I do right now that moves me one step forward? You'll hear me say that a lot. How do we move the needle today? What are a few things we can do to move the needle? So we're going to pivot. Okay. This is the composure stage. This is where you've now gotten up off the mat. All right. You've processed everything. And now you're going to pivot and you're going to take back control so that you can, here's our 4th P, push forward. You're going to take aligned action. You've thought about this now, right? Doesn't have to be dramatic, just has to be decisive. Boom, this is what I'm going to do. Resilience is restored through movement. The goal isn't perfection. It's forward motion with clarity. It's not perfection. If I'm not moving forward, I'm choosing to stay stuck. Said another way, what we're not changing, we're choosing. All right. So, I've had different things where I've had pressure or setback. You've heard me talk about, closing a business and restarting there. You've heard me talk about, adversity I've had in my races where, hey, I've trained for something for a year and now it's getting pulled out from under me, or it's not looking like it's going to happen. You gotta take a breath, process the truth, pivot, and then move forward with that momentum you created. Things don't always go. In fact, they rarely go exactly like we thought, right? but we got to do the 4 Ps. Matt says, I'm okay giving up a few battles. I know I'll do whatever is necessary to win the war. Yeah, exactly. Right? We're not going to win every battle. So I'm going to ask you to do this. Ask you to write this down, kind of journal this, and save it for later if you have to, if you're driving or working, whatever. When I get hit with adversity, my usual pattern is to blank. When I get hit with adversity, my usual pattern is to, maybe it's to fly off the handle. Maybe it's to take a breath. When I get hit with adversity, my usually pattern is to evaluate, cry, suck my thumb in the corner. And then ask yourself this: what would it look like if I paused, processed, pivoted, and pushed forward? What if I just did those 4 things? And the very first thing is just take a breath when you get hit with that stuff. And this is part of our talking about resilience this week, guys. It's a muscle that has to be exercised, right? You're not just born resilient. So pick one current pressure or stressor and apply those 4 Ps today. Again, it's pause, process, pivot, and then push forward. So apply those 4 Ps today to something that you're dealing with that's a pressure or a challenge. Write it down and share it. I always say that, pop it in the group later when you get a chance to think about it. Or if you're watching it on the rewind, I would encourage you to get uncomfortable and post it in the chat. You might be surprised what you get for responses with the people in this group. All right. So the 4 Ps, guys, pop a fist pump in the chat if that was helpful. And tomorrow we're going to go deeper into how to stay emotionally steady in the chaos, because we're going to have the chaos, right? When things feel like they're spinning, how do you stay grounded, clear-headed, and strong? All right. Day 4 is about emotional agility, the trait that separates reactive people from resilient leaders. There's a difference, guys. And look around when you see during your day today, when you see people dealing with adversity, just kind of make a mental note of how they're handling it. Maybe it's not well. There's people on this call that are dealing with a lot of adversity even today that I know to be true. So thinking of you guys and what you have to go through. Just hit it head on. Larry White, good morning, my friend. The 4 Ps: pause, pivot. Pause, process, pivot, and push forward. All right. Dave Howard with the upgraded boxing glove fist pump, extra special, right? Take that with you. Yeah, guys, hope this was helpful. I hope you have a great day today. Hope you got something good lined up. It's Thursday. Basically, still got our foot on the gas. Luke McGee, thank you. I'm glad that was helpful. Keep your foot on the gas, guys. All right? Because somewhere, someplace, somebody isn't. One of your competitors isn't. Somebody's taking their foot off the gas and mailing it in. They went to dart night last night and had a couple too many. Today's the day you make ground up on them, right? Now it's Thursday. It's Thirsty Thursdays. They're coming off wing night, dart night, Thirsty Thursdays. And tomorrow's Friday, right? We just mail it in on Friday and just coast into the weekend, right? Not around here. Yeah, go get a win, Alex says. Keep your foot on the gas. Dave Brackett's on here. I know he goes right to the end line and beyond on Friday afternoons. So he's a great role model that way for getting in a full week and not just letting it slide, say afternoon time on Friday, and just kind of pivoting to the golf course or to the beach or whatever. Okay, we don't get these days back. So as they say, make hay while the sun shines. Get out there and do it, and you'll be surprised. Pick your biggest thing and tackle it, and ask yourself today: how am I handling adversity? How am I handling the stress and the pressure? Pause, process, pivot, then push forward. All right, guys, if this was helpful, please share it with someone. If there's someone that should be on these calls in the morning, get them on here. All right, invite them, push it out to them. Push no matter how tough it gets. That's right, Alex. We push through. Because, frankly, what's your alternative? All right? So, yeah, winners create distance on Fridays, Larry. That's right. I love that one. Wendy's popping the links in. If you guys need a 30-minute strategy call, let me know. Hit me up. I'd love to have you join us in Houston. Larry's going to be there. Who else is going to be there? If I get somebody, Alex, I don't think you're coming down. Dan Bennett was just down. We're going to get Matt Blood there at some point. Brackett, you should come over on July 14th and 15th for a 2-day takeoff event in Houston. It's not that far from Punta Gorda, Florida, right? I'll tell you what, we'll let you in free. There's Rachel. I thought she was headed out on vacation. Headed out in a few minutes. Thought I'd catch her live. Good morning. Enjoy your vacation. Hard earned, I'm sure. But yeah, guys, pop into the Daily Sales Accelerator today. I'm handling the call today, and we're going to do sales role plays, live sales role plays right on Zoom. So that's how you get better. And that, as I always say to everyone in that group, only show up if you want to get better. So if you're looking to get better at sales, it won't cost you a dime. We are closing the door soon and putting the price ticket back on it inside the Rosenberg group. So if you want to get in, check it out, see what it's all about, let me know. I'll get you the link, and you can jump on. But we'd love to have you join us in Houston on July 14th and 15th, 13th, 14th, 14th, 15th, whatever that Monday and Tuesday is. And it's a free 2-day event. It's called the 2-day takeoff. Steve just piles the business and personal development knowledge right into you inside of 2 days. And talk about going end line to end line. It's 9 to 5, 2 days in a row. Lunch both days. Happy hour on Monday night. Network with everyone there, plus a lot of local people too, a lot of local business people, connections with Steve. Stop in and hang out for a happy hour, grab a drink on Monday afternoon, Monday night. And there's always some good dinners in there as well. So expand your network, create new connections, come and enjoy it. And we'd love to see you. I'll be there. Bubba Hogan will be there. I don't believe Richard will be back from his cruise. Zach Clark says, beautiful day to walk to the auto parts store. There's some adversity. So pause, process, pivot, and push, right? There you go. I missed that comment. Yeah. Pat Jones says, gonna try to get to Houston. Is that what you mean? We'll talk. Yeah. Don't forget to check out my daughter Bailey's Instagram link, 21 Digital. If you're sick and tired of handling your social media, or frankly, you suck at it, hand it over to her and she'll make you look good. She's taking on new clients all the time. She's headed back from Virginia Beach, I think, sometime this week. But every time I look at her location, it's near the water. So let's get it figured out. So, yeah, Alex, good to see you. Go get a win. And the rest of you, go get a win. Thank you for tuning in to the hashtag Live 365. I think it's day 182 or something like that. I'll update the math on that for tomorrow, but we're getting there. We're closing in on halfway through the year. So what are the goals that you had set at the beginning of the year? And are you hitting them? Are you got them? Are you dialing in on them? And let me know if I can help in any way. So, guys, if there are people in this group that you don't have on your friends list, that you're not interacting with, send them a friend request, right? Because everybody on here is looking to level up in some way. So, and maybe they're dealing with something you've already dealt with, okay? It can help you. So check out the Summit Podcast on Apple Podcasts. If you didn't get the link for the podcast I did with Steve Rosenberg, that came out yesterday. Just look on my Facebook page. We had a good conversation. That was a fun one. It's talking about life and business, and, you know, it's called the High Stakes Podcast. So kind of focused on, you know, taking risks and what you needed to do to get to where you're at. So that's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the stuff. You don't have to look too far across these threads to find the links. So anyway, Wendy, thank you for putting those in. I appreciate you. And guys, have a great day. Help somebody out. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch other people's things. All right. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Take care.